Seems that now His Excellency Turkey Ali Sheikh, he wants to see the rematch between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and he's now offering Mike Tyson $700 million to knock out Jake Paul.
An incredible fight and bring it to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It is not something to surprise or not. We have a lot to fight.
Jake Paul just pulled the plug on his unofficial rematch with Mike Tyson. And honestly, are we even surprised? Tyson was reportedly offered a mind-blowing $700 million for this fight, but surprise, surprise, he backed out. Dodging real competition seems to be his go-to move these days. This all came right after their first scripted fight, where fans were hyped to see Iron Mike back in the ring, ideally knocking Jake out. But let's be real, that first fight barely scraped together $20 million, so going from that to a $700 million payday, that jump is insane. And maybe, just maybe, that was the red flag. A lot of people are calling this whole thing a flashy cash grab. The fight lacked real authenticity, and once you lose the fans' trust, there's no coming back.
It was like, people don't understand what a champ he was. Like, he wasn't just the heavyweight champion of the world, he was an executioner.
Experts used to introduce Tyson with all the glory and grit of a true legend, and sure, many were willing to give him a second shot. But the YouTuber turned boxer just walked away from what could have been the most talked about rematch of the year. And no, this isn't about strategy or scheduling conflicts. The drama goes way deeper. It's messier and honestly, way more entertaining than the fight ever would have been.
Offering Mike Tyson $700 million to knock out Jake Paul. And it's all coming from...
So this rematch? It was backed by a Saudi billionaire, someone who supposedly idolized Mike Tyson from day one. And to prove it, he threw a jaw-dropping $700 million on the table. The only catch? Tyson had to win. But if you think this was about honoring Tyson's legacy or giving him some redemption arc, think again. Tyson's not chasing greatness anymore. He's chasing paychecks. The respect he once commanded? Long gone. And this whole circus only makes it clearer. It's no longer about boxing. It's about who's willing to throw the most money to see a fallen legend play pretend. To make it even worse, the billionaire reportedly mocked Tyson's past, even bringing up one of his infamous scripted losses. Basically saying, if you could lose for money, surely you can win for it too. That's cold. So if you're still in the fight, jab that like button and uppercut the subscribe button because the drama's far from over. So, what does Jake Paul do in response to all this chaos? He taps out faster than a rookie in an MMA octagon. Let's break it down. The real wild card here? A Saudi billionaire who apparently decided boxing wasn't messy enough and needed his personal brand of chaos. He didn't just throw $700 million on the table as a prize. This was a full-blown challenge. His demand? Mike Tyson had to win. But not just any win. He wanted redemption from the past. The past. You know, the one clouded by Tyson's alleged scripted loss that had fans questioning if boxing was even real anymore. And this billionaire, he wasn't just watching from the sidelines. Nope, he dumped the whole kettle of hot tea right on Tyson's legacy, basically calling him out. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't respectful, it was bold, brash, and brutally public.
Tyson-Jake fight, wasn't that amazing?
Yeah. It's amazing they got paid so much money for that.
25 million and 40 million?
I think 20 and 40. Yeah,
20 and
I think
40.
that's what I'd heard.
Let's talk about Jake Paul, the man who built his boxing career on calculated moves, hand-picked opponents, and a flair for theatrics. For Jake, it's never just about the fight, it's about the story, the drama, the brand. He's not stepping into the ring chasing blood, sweat, and legacy. He's there to win, expand his empire, and keep his name trending. But when Mike Tyson suddenly became a real threat, not just a legendary name, but a 57-year-old powerhouse backed by $700 million and a bruised ego, Jake's whole game plan crumbled. This wasn't the same Tyson from their previous friendly exhibition. This was Iron Mike, the guy who used to end fights in under a minute. The guy whose punches could flatten a brick wall, And Jake knew it. This wasn't a YouTuber or an aging MMA fighter dabbling in boxing gloves. This was Tyson, a real terrifying opponent. Jake isn't stupid. He saw the writing on the wall. A rematch wasn't just risky, it was career suicide. Now, let's not paint Tyson as some helpless victim in this saga. Sure, the billionaire's taunts were ruthless, but Tyson's no stranger to controversy. He's been called everything from a boxing genius to a carnival act. But this billionaire took it further than anyone ever had. By mocking Tyson's alleged scripted loss, he didn't just question his legacy, he hit a nerve. For Tyson, this rematch stopped being about money or fame. It became personal. A chance to prove that even at 57, he's nobody's puppet. Still, Tyson's no fool. He knew a win over Jake Paul wouldn't silence all the critics. The whispers of "he just baby YouTuber" would still echo. But a loss? That would be a brutal, possibly final blow to his legacy. Then again, $700 million has a way of quieting doubts.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It is not something is surprise or not. We have a lot to fight before, and in the kingdom we are focusing in a lot.
Now, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, he wants to see the rematch between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and he's now offering Mike Tyson $700 million to knock out Jake Paul.
Tyson was ready to fight. The real question was Jake? Because Jake Paul thrives in controlled chaos. Not this kind, not the wild, unpredictable, off-the-rails kind. Every fight he picks is part of a strategy. Every opponent, every move, every narrative is calculated to keep him in control. But this time, the chaos wasn't his. And Jake, he wanted no part of it. Jake Paul, look, for what he's doing right now, it works. He's playing the game well. But the second he steps in with a real seasoned fighter, it's going to get ugly. It all started with the billionaire's offer. What was once a playful rematch turned into a high-stakes showdown. Then came the media frenzy, with everyone asking the same question. Can Jake really handle a fully motivated Mike Tyson?
I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be
About this.
You're just a big fight fan.
Yeah.
You love boxing.
Yeah.
Yes. Why? Where did that come from?
From the youngest generation.